Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips to stay employed. That's right, 5 tips that can help you keep your job. Before we get started, you all know that having a job, having a constant, steady, reliable income is absolutely imperative. We must establish a foundation for cash flow so that we can make sure that our expenses are paid. So if you have a job, I'm going to share with you 5 tips that you can start using right away that may not guarantee, but it definitely can help you keep your job. Okay, number 1 is to get there on time. Okay, people, whether you're starting a new job, if it is a temp job, or you've been there for years, one thing that you can do is report to work on time. Management, supervisors, even your coworkers need to know that they can count on you to be there and do whatever it is that the job entails. Now, I always recommend that sometime either during your training period that you find out how you communicate tardiness, lateness, or how do you communicate that? Do you have a 15-minute grace period? If you know you're going to be late, can you call? Can you text? Can you send it to 2 people? Even if you're going to be late or you're not able to report to work, you want to make sure that you're communicating this far in advance. You're letting your team know, you're letting your managers know that there's a delay or there's some issue, and that way they are aware of it and they're able to cover your job if needed. So number 1, my all-time, no matter what happens, make sure that you are at work, in place, at the time that you should be there. Number 2 is to remain professional. No matter what the work environment is, if it's casual, if people are wearing their pajamas and all kinds of super relaxed workplace environments, it really doesn't matter. You should always remain professional. You show up to work, you say good morning, good evening, hello, and that is it. You really should keep all the chitter chatter about your personal viewpoints and your personal business out of the work environment. Having 1 or 2 close friends is okay, but you do not want to be in the habit of telling all of your business, even if it's pleasant and wonderful, because people will pick up on things and it can really cause a problem. So you always want to remain professional, only talk about work and your job duties, and keep any type of personal opinions and chatter and innuendos and all that playful stuff away, okay? Trust me, you don't want there to be any problems. So remain professional at the job. Number 3, while you're at work, you want to make sure you're learning. You're not only learning your job, but you're learning the person next to you, the person on this side, before, around. You want to know as much as you can. You want to take your job as a learning vehicle, as a learning tool. There are all sorts of positions and companies that probably affect your company, and you never know. You may be able to take what you're doing right now and that starts some type of venture for you. So while you're working, learn your job, learn your positions and your tasks, learn everyone that's involved, and at least get an idea of what everyone does and how they do it. So remember, number 3 is to work to learn. Number 4, I always recommend people to look for ways to improve. So you're here at your company, you start with your job. I mean, what are some things that people just do and someone taught you that way? You may find that there's a couple of ways that you could tweak the process that will make things run smoother, and there's certain things that you may need to make the job smoother, or your entire team. So there are ways of going about seeing if there's a process for improvements. You definitely don't want to go in a situation like telling people this is garbage, the system is broken and we need to fix it. No, you want to make sure that you know the proper chain of command, and lay out your suggestions, even test your suggestions if you can, get some feedback or some input from your coworkers, and maybe just very casually go to your supervisor, your manager, and say, hey, there's some areas that I just want to see if there's some room for improvement. You would be surprised at what can happen if you show that there is a way to improve a process that will reduce a lot of red tape. So managers and operation managers and owners love to see where there's there's a process that's being simplified, because simplification of processes equals savings, and more money, and more money. So, okay, look for ways to improve whatever it is that you're doing. Last but not least, you may or may not like this one, but if you can, take on tasks that people just don't really want to do. Okay, so yeah, take on some extra tasks, and you have to really tread lightly in some environments with this, because you don't want people to think that you're trying to take their jobs, and you don't want people to think that you are trying to, climb up over them and become their boss. But really, again, what you're doing is you are learning. You always want to put yourself in a position to learn. So when you're taking on a bunch of different tasks, you can take it on as a backup. Like, hey, do you have additional work? I have the capacity. I can help someone, or I can be the backup for someone when they're on vacation, things like that. That way you're put in a different position. You're able to take on more work. You're able to learn different job duties and different processes and different tasks. And then also what happens is you now become a backup. You also become a go-to person for all of these various duties and tasks, because you have the knowledge. So again, these are 5 tips that you can take on and implement right now that will keep you employed at your job. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please leave some comments, like, and subscribe. Bye-bye.